Yeah. You're creating. Oh, wait. There we go. Hello, welcome to Railroads Online, where there's snow about. Yes, I hate snow. You saw me having a. That's my visual. That's my visceral reaction to it. I hate snow. Pardon me, I'm gonna go check something real quick. So, yes, by the way, I am driving my brand new Poitras the Glenbrook. That's our whistle. Hold on. Why wouldn't it let me do what I wanted to do? Also, I took out that really sharp S-bend. Because I'm going to start doing longer and longer trains. And eventually, I'm going to start having my own fun. Plus, if I could get enough money, I only have $22 because I've been buying freight cars, I'm going to do myself a favor. I'm probably going to put I'm thinking I'm going to put the Heisler on snowplow duty. Now, I'm also doing this on the tail end of, watching HeistCon and even, Epic Bernasted series, Rails to Refuge. Which I just got done watching season 10 episode or series 2 episode 10 part 2. I highly recommend that if you don't want spoilers, Do it. Go watch it. Just about ran out of steam. Can't do that. Also, yes! Front cab doors. That's our whistle. I'm gonna shut off. This is the brake lever. I've literally controlled my entire freight train from the brake of the Montezuma. No, from Glenbrook. I am literally controlling my entire train's brake. How much power she puts down. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back into the yard. I'm going to throw my switch here. She picked the switch! Caboose! Oh, God. Flat car brake. Glenbrook picked the switch. This is gonna sound silly, but something I would love to see in this game, and maybe people will agree with me, but I would love it if you could put out like a padlock or something on the switch. That way, when people turn the switches, only the person who put the pad, and make it so that the person who put the padlock on the switch is the person who can take it off. Oh, so when you lay down the switch, it's already locked straight. By virtue of it coming off the menu. Because I would love a little inventory key, like the I key, like for inventory, like for games like Choo Choo Charles and stuff like that. And what I would love to do is within that inventory, you have a key for like switch stands. And in fact, something else I'd love to see done, maybe like right here. Here's an office building. I'd love to be able to go into this office building, like at any of the locations. And it tells you, like, and on there are work orders for the day. Where it tells you what all you need to do and what all needs to be done, how many car loads, stuff like that. Or even, like, using the telegraph office to the full advantage. Also have, like, on that little desk, work orders. So let's say, you know, you're up at the sawmill. You can send them, you can go in there, write down, like, a work order that says, hey, I need you to test out I need you to pick up these 9 boxcars at the ironworks and take them to the refinery. Okay, let me make sure I still have all 8 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the Glenbrook's brakes holding these cars. Yeah, I haven't had to tie handbrakes on a single flat car yet. I am going to be doing something absolutely dumb and stupid, though. Yes, I know. They will be experiencing buffering. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to pull forward. I'm going to switch cars in here. I'm going to pull the cars in on this track and use the turntables to switch to, like, get my engine out and about. I'm using old tactics. Because what we're going to do is we're going to pull the train. We're going to load the cars. I think what I'll do is I'll load the cars first. we're gonna... So, depending on how things go, I might be able to get away with using one turntable. And turning my entire engine around. Throw the brakes. Grab the reverser. When you don't want to apply too much power with Glenbrook, I always do like light on the regulator. See how fast we're going? Brakes on. Now you may be going, oh, that's just too much work. Thing is, in the railroad, you don't really get a choice in what you have to do. Oh, this should take 15 minutes. Bull. I'll tell you this much. When we get to where we're going to be going down the track to the, like, smelters, I'm going to have my way car brakes set all the way down. It's a bloody 2.5. Now, something I was thinking of, and this could just be like a simple thing. Like, a lot of people, I was talking to some people and all that, and we were talking about an idea of making your own telegraph poles and wires and stuff. I was thinking, like, hiding down in here, you could have, like, the copper mines. You have this little piece here, comes in here, copper mine. Then maybe kind of like, you could come along in here, maybe have a sand mine of some kind. Where, like, and then the smelters can melt down the copper that you take to it to make the copper wire and even copper ingots. And until we get a proper use for the sand and the copper ingots, and have the sand and copper mine, have the sand basically be like the lumber yard. It doesn't require it like the logging camp here. It doesn't require you to have any pipes or raw iron or lumber or beams or anything like that. But purely have the sand either go to the sound houses, or it could be a sellable commodity. Or even better, you could do like the sand going to the sand houses and and be a sellable commodity at the same time. That way, people are like, making money hand over fist at times. You can also use the sand to make a runaway siding. Whatever. But I would love to do that just because I feel like going down towards the refinery and all that would be easy from the freight house. And just having that mine being accessible, having two mines essentially accessible just for the pure sell of the raw goods would be fun. There's a lot that I could just outright get away with telling people, hey, we need, but that's just not how this is gonna work. I know, sounds dumb to say things like that, but that's my idea. Having an early game mine of some kind would be worth it. Oh. I mean, yeah, you could take the sand to the smelters to make glass. If you wanted to do the whole, like, make your own telegraph poles and everything, well, here's how I would see this coming into the game. You take logs down to the sawmill. And, well, like on the back end of the sawmill, or even on, like, another part up, like, or whatever. You have another place that makes the crossbeam and the actual pole. And you put the crossbeams in a box car, put the poles on the regular logging flatbed. Same thing with the with the copper wire, depending on how big it is and all that. I could see two cable reels fitting on this kind of flat car. And at the smelters, you've got the glass, and if they were to do like a clay, that would be good for that you could turn into ceramics. In the same, like down here with like the sand and all that. Like you have the copper mine kind of tucked in here where it's just a drive-through. Then you have like the sand pit down here and a clay pit over here. You take the sand, the clay, and the copper up here. Makes the pieces necessary. The cables, the ceramic baubles, and the glass domes for the telegraph wires. And the telegraph poles and everything, right? Then, I also see this as a thing. And this is going to sound stupid. But at the freight depot, let's say you want to sell the pieces. They could put not really a soft lock and not really lock you out, but in some aspects what they could do is this. Tell you, hey, you need to put in the pieces to the... You need to put in the thing to the sawmill. The telegraph lines to the sawmill from the logging camp. it will decline to take the sale of those goods as long as you have active disconnected telegraph offices. Yes, I know, once again, sounds like I'm asking a lot, but that's an idea. Or if they do, or people are still insistent on selling it, you get this message. We will only give you half the value of these items because you don't have these offices connected. I know, once again, it sounds like I'm giving a lot of ideas, but it's a trick I've seen done in other it's a trick I've seen done in a it's a trick I've used in a pencil and paper role-playing game where I'm a railway freightman and I have to accept or decline loads based on what's available. Ah, that's the thing. I can't, and that's what I'm getting at. Like, you could do that. Like, as you connect locations, instead of taking freight directly to the freight house, like, let's say you go to the coal mine. Let's say everything's full up at the... Oh, God, I'm going to go with the smelters. Let's say everything there is full up. The hypothetical loads of copper, clay, and sand, as well as the iron ore and the cordwood. Also, all the hypothetical loads of the glass baubles, the ceramic baubles, the copper wire, as well as the raw iron and the rail is fully loaded, right? Mm-hmm. It's at 100%. Everywhere is at 100%. Nowhere else is taking freight. The freight house would say, yes, we can accept these loads. I know. Once again, I'm speaking a lot of stupid. But just having some, I feel like, really early game starting minds would be nice. Also, if and when we do see the little four-wheeled freight cars, like what Montezuma and Betsy could pull easily, what I would love to see in the game, and see as a starting consist for this is like 2 cars, like 2 hoppers, 2 flatbeds, a box, maybe a gondola of some kind as well. I don't know for a fact if that's going to happen or not. There's a reason I try not to make too many demands and all that. But, like, something basic. Just like, even in here. You have a little desk. Have a work order. Have a deal where people can leave a work order for the crew who have to work with this freight car. Who have to work with, like, the way car. So, like, let's say that, they do another big, like, if they do add in dynamic weather that does what, like, Animal Crossing does, where the weather changes depending on the season. What you could get away with is a little, like, lighthearted haha moment is this. The weather changes. You know, we even have the plow, right? Something I would personally love to see with the snowplow, and a lot of people may or may not like this idea. Personally, I'd love to see it. What if you had to clear a rock slide with the plow? Think of it like that. You have a rock slide. There's rain. You've got water being rushed away down cliffs and stuff. You know, I personally would love to see something like that, where you have to, clear a rock slide, clear a mudslide even. You go wandering along the track, like between two locations. I'm just gonna pick random two locations on the map that we have right now. The freight house and the refinery. Let's say you're walking along that track bed, and there's a mudslide. You break out the plow. Boom! You can use the plow again. Very basic. It's a thing I'd love to see, but you have to walk the track bed. You walk the... It could be something like that. Or, like, there's a notice on the... Like, when it gets into the rainy season. Like, at all of the different offices. Like... I think this... No. Like this building right here. You go into the office, there's like a notice saying, hey, walk the track bed and get the plow crew ready. Mudslides in the area. You know, just something like that, maybe. It doesn't need to be like you add in a new... Like, okay, yes, I'd like to see new mines. Yes, I'd love to see, a harbor. Yes. I'd love to see, 4 or 5 new quarries. Yes. I'd love to see things such as, like, the wheat fields and everything. I'd love to see that all. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Here are the basics that I'd love to see a lot more than the new mine and whatever else. Number one, nameable locomotive sheds. You know we have those little 2-road sheds? Name them. Just have a name. That way it tells you, like, what industry you're at. And where this idea comes from is actually that in some places the industries own their own loco sheds. Which could put a crimp in plans. I want to make sure I get enough cars clear of the main switch into this siding. I'm going to try to dump the airs about now. I'm going to go check and make sure I'm beyond the switches. In. Okay, I am 2 cars shy. But I can do something else. So I think I need to pull it to where the Glenbrook is on the turntable. Once the Glenbrook is on the turntable, I can whoosh away. I'll check again. Oh God, I was almost out of fire. Okay, I'm nowhere near... Even if I were to say, oh, this is perfect. Wait a minute. Actually, this is perfect! Perfect! I got a plan! Finally! My plans come true! I don't have to do 9 turntable moves to get Glenbrook around the train. Tie a handbrake. Tie a handbrake. Okay, so Glenbrook did have... So there was a handbrake tied. Perfect. Pop the pin. Pull Glenbrook onto the table. Shove the brakes. I'm going to run to the front to make sure that I line myself onto the proper middle road. And then we can pull out, back our cars over the switch. And take the train down. Kick that off. And let's go. I'm trying to be smart about this. But I do want to take a train down to the smelters before we, before I have to end the stream. Take the train. Why take the train? Also, this right here, this is a set of catch points. So let's say you park, I don't know, Montezuma here, but you don't set the brakes properly. And you leave the regulator in light steam. The points, this is their default, where they go straight and come right off. I want to leave myself in very light steam. So I can shove that. Kick that. Kicketh thateth. Jump on board. Kick that. Yeet. Light steam. This is all we're doing, is we're just going to take a freight train. Keep in mind, I'm live streaming by myself. Oh. And now I run back to the back cars Your handbrake is off. I'm gonna kick you into off. You get kicked off. You get kicked off. Push you forward. Light steam. Light steam under. Light engine on the regulator is about 25. I want to shut you. Watch. I'm measuring the buffer. I am roughly a car and a half. Now, throwing the brake handle. Want to stop before I hit the buffers. Then I want to run back. I'm gonna kick that. I'm actually gonna fix this so I can extend it out. I'm gonna throw you, kick you. Shut. The move I'm doing here is a little bit trickier. But I will do it. See this.